Well, it sounds like there are production woes, trouble in paradise. In this episode, I'm going to talk about some of the issues that are coming up with the Fast 10 or Fast X movie. A lot of production problems getting on. So we're going to talk about that. A lot of production issues happening. Lost a director. Maybe massive egos at play. So we're going to talk about all that in this episode. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Way of the Dad podcast, where we fearlessly dive into the depths of dadness. If you like what you are hearing, please share the podcast and give it a review on the platform where you listen. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Way of the Dad podcast. Glad to have you back. This is kind of a short one, just kind of making more of a, let's call it an observation. It's not really hard to make this observation. So I have to admit that I've probably enjoyed the Fast and Furious movies a little too long. And, like any good franchise that has... just call it sequels. Some franchises stuck around too long when they had a sequel, like as in the only one. And then you have some franchises, and they've stuck around far too long, and they're not getting the message, or nobody's told them, or for some odd reason, they can keep making a continually inferior product while still raking in far too many dollars at the movie theater. Now, I'll admit, I enjoyed the ridiculousness of the Fast and Furious movies. Of course, they started out very differently, had kind of a lackluster, the second one was pretty lackluster. It's a little cringy, actually, to use the cool kids language these days. There's some cringy lines that were delivered in that movie. But the third one, as goofy as it sounds, that's actually maybe one of my favorites. Because I actually liked the directing of the movie, the direction of the movie, and I liked the setting being a little different, even though it had almost nothing to do with the previous Fast and the Furious movies. Tokyo Drift is my favorite. One of my favorites. I shouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. 4 was, a lot of people say, oh, it's a return to form. Actually, it was a return to the original characters, but far better, in a far better way, and with far better writing. And, just script structure, things like that. And it was a very entertaining movie. 5 was maybe the high point. That was the one where, if I remember correctly, they had the big heist. The big, almost Ocean's 11-esque heist. And that was really fun, though. Okay, I don't think anybody's gonna come at me on that one. That one was really good. And then 6 was still pretty good. I think, if I remember correctly, let's see here. 5th one, Rock came in. 6th one, Rock was also in, but it was, I think, is that the one they introduced Jason Statham? And that's the problem, and they're running together too much at this point. And that was, I'd say after 5, somewhere around 6 is when they started just, like the Mission Impossible movies, They're trying to get more insane with their stunts and everything. But unlike the Mission Impossible movies, they're going crazy. And I mean stupid crazy, not, wow, Tom Cruise is crazy for doing that. But I love watching him do the things that he's doing on screen, and that's, whatever. They've actually lost their minds. And case in point, I didn't really particularly love Fast and Furious 8, whatever the hell they called it. Furious 8, Fast 7, whatever. I can't remember how they termed it. They have 2 words and a number to work with. And they're trying to be original by using one of the 2 words and one of the numbers. It's hilarious. But the 8th one that had Dominic go against family, and nobody knows why he's all of a sudden turning villain. Oh wait, they've got his daughter that he had with Elsa Patake's character. I cannot remember her name, and I hope I did not butcher her actual real last name. But Chris Hemsworth's wife in real life, and they had a daughter together, and she had them hostage, and so okay, whatever. But it was Charlize Theron, Cypher or whatever. No, that wasn't Cypher. I can't remember her name either. That tells you how good they are. They're so memorable, right? So, 9, I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen it because I saw the trailer. And I'm going to use a term now for, let's say, our any millennial or Gen Z listeners that I have. I'm going to say this term, and I'm going to describe it real quick what it means. But with Fast and Furious 9, and some could argue that it was earlier than here, but I'll say definitively, without no argument, they jumped the shark. So that is a term that predates even me just a little bit. Well, I might have been alive when this happened, but the show itself is called Happy Days. And like a lot of TV shows, they start off amazing and they're wonderful and they're great. And then over the seasons, it gets harder and harder to write compelling scripts or good dialogue, or in this case, comedy. And where are you taking the characters now? Where are we going to go in this season? What are we going to do here? And this term, jumping the shark, refers to a specific time frame when basically it refers to when this show, Happy Days, went downhill. Not just in ratings, but in terms of quality as well. And it involves, quite literally, the Fonz, and for all of you, out there who don't know who he is, you have Google, figure it out. You can just FONZ, the Fonz, just search it out, you'll find it. The coolest character on the show, and he's actually on being pulled on a set of skis by a boat, and he does this jump, ski jump, and he jumps over a shark. And which is hilarious and ridiculous and just corny as hell. So that's where that term comes from, jumping the shark. Now that can be applied to a lot of things, and I'm sure we can all figure out movies maybe when this movie series kind of jumped the shark, or basically it lost its way and it started going downhill. Now some have come back, most don't. Most it's the death knell, unless there's a reboot, 10, 15 years later. So I feel very confident saying that the series jumped the shark with the last installment, Fast and Furious 9, the 9th one, whatever the hell they called it, because I can't keep track of it, and they're not memorable enough for me to bother. I just know it's always about family, or some version of that particular sentence. It's just kind of ridiculous. And when I saw that they were going to space, that's when I knew, okay, we're done here. Well, it's apparent to me, based on what I'm hearing and what I'm watching and, articles being written, that Vin Diesel has not gotten this memo. So Justin Lin, the guy who directed Tokyo Drift and revitalized the franchise with, he directed Tokyo Drift, that's 3, 4, 5, and I don't know if he did 6. James Wan did either 6 or 7, and then and my understanding is Justin Lin came back for at least the last one. I don't know if it was 8 and 9 or just 9. And since I'm driving, because I'm doing a driving rant, I can't look. That would be not very safe of me to do that. So I'm sure you all let me know. But roughly speaking, something like that. Justin Lin came back for 8 and 9 or just 9, I'm not sure which. But recently, he took a brief step away. James Wan directed a couple, 1 or 2 of them, and then Justin Lin came back, if I remember correctly. Well, according to recent reports, Justin Lin has said, thank you, no thank you, goodbye. And he has left production, not pre-production, production. They are actively trying to make this movie, and he said, peace out, see you later, I'm done. And this was due to quote-unquote creative differences. My first thought was, I'm pretty sure he had some creative differences with Vin Diesel. Because Vin Diesel's ego is the reason why, the original Fast and Furious franchise attempt, Triple X, and Riddick, which started with Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and I think they ended up making one just named Riddick, I believe. All those franchises started off with so much promise, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they went downhill in a hurry. And one of the big culprits for this was Vin Diesel's, diesel truck-sized ego. And it's not hard to see this. This is pretty well documented. Again, use the Googles. So that was my first thought, and now rumors are coming out that that's exactly why. And I don't know, is it something as comical as Justin Lin was barely on board with this whole space thing last time, and now Vin Diesel wants them to land on Mars or something? Are they gonna strap rockets to a car and go out to the asteroid belt between Earth and Mars and mine it for some rare mineral that is needed to save the world? I mean, these movies have been getting more preposterous, but at least they're keeping fun, and they're almost kind of tongue-in-cheek, winking at you a little bit like, yeah, we know we're ridiculous, but hey, that's what we're doing here. And these were good movies for literally turning your brain off, enjoying some things, watching some stuff happen that the little voice in the back of your head goes, I don't know if that would have worked in real life, but okay, let's go on. Let's continue. And, but they've went from stretching the boundaries of reality to just outright, flat out ignoring them. They strapped rockets to a Pontiac Fiero and went to outer space. Say it out loud. That's a good rule in life. If you want to know if something's ridiculous or not, say it out loud. Preferably to other human beings in your vicinity, and see what their faces look like. Then you'll kind of have a good idea as to whether it's ridiculous or not. I don't know if anybody said it out loud. So, I know it made money, and I know a lot of people saw it and said that, hey, it's big, dumb fun. That's fine, and it is big, dumb fun. They were always big, dumb fun. Now they're big, ridiculous fun. And they're almost becoming big, ridiculous, making fun of themselves. And that's different. And so, a movie that would always kind of tongue-in-cheek wink and say, we're in on the joke, is now almost, in a weird way, kind of making fun of themselves at this point. I have no idea what the plot of Fast X, Furious X, X Furiouser, Faster X Faster, Faster X, Furiouser X, whatever the hell it's going to be called. Something to do with Fast and X and Furious and X or something. It won't matter. They have to now literally scramble to find any living, breathing human being body who has some kind of experience being a director to hurry up and step in and just workmanlike finish the production. And work with Vin Diesel and just do whatever the hell Vin Diesel tells him to do. So Vin Diesel's basically going to be the director of this movie. Please, God, let him become the actual director. That would be delicious, because maybe I've just spoken it into reality, you know? So it's getting ridiculous. And then there's an announcement that Brie Larson has been cast in this movie. And that is phenomenal. Not in a good way. I don't know what she's done lately that she has elevated. She was a literal walking, talking plank of wood in Captain Marvel. And with all of the expression and depth of emotion that comes with a plank of wood, you can always go check out your local hardware store and check out what I mean, if you want to get a good grasp of that. She's brought a lot of controversy to virtually everything she's been in lately. And now you're going to bring her on here to be the little sister of Brian O'Connor. Brian O'Connor's character. The character of Brian O'Connor, played by the late Paul Walker. So why are you going to soil his name with her, who has not been known for elevating properties? Let's put it that way. Maybe she'll do really well in this role. Maybe this is her way back. You know, I don't know what happened to her recently, but my understanding is in some of her previous, small budget outings, she's been pretty good. I've not went out of my way to see them, but okay, I'll take somebody's word for it. So maybe this is her way back. Maybe she's going to rediscover her depth of amazing talent and, and all that. But this being Fast X or Faster, whatever, I doubt it. This is probably not the kind of script that gives an actor or actress a lot to chew on. These characters are supposed to say dumb things, do dumb things, and be in absolutely ridiculous situations. That's what's supposed to happen in these movies. This isn't a deep character drama. So I don't know that I think this is really where that's going to happen. So this movie, it just sounds like an absolute train wreck. And my understanding is that they were going to do one or two more, 11 and 12, or just 11 and ended on 11, or something like that. It's something ridiculous. And how many more times do I need to hear Vin Diesel in his bag of gravel voice talk about family? And how family's the strongest thing, and how, people can come back from the dead because of family. People can go to space because of family. People never leave because of family. People never, family. It's become a punchline at this point, and it seems like he doesn't understand the joke, or he's not been told, or he doesn't believe it, or he's just kind of lost the plot, so to speak. Anyway, these are just some thoughts I had. I just heard about this, and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. I don't know who's asking for Fast and Furious 10, the 10th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise that will be named whatever the hell it's named, because it won't matter. I don't know who needs to hear this or watch this movie. I don't know who wanted it. I don't know who cares. I imagine less will end up caring than last time. Unless people are really interested in seeing them go to the moon and establish a fast family moon base or some dumb shit like that. No, you know what? They're going to go to the core of the Earth. They've got to stop somebody from freezing the core of the planet, or maybe they'll just rip off the movie The Core, and they've got to go down there with some, experimental technology and go down and restart the core of the planet before so-and-so makes all the volcanoes go off all at once, or some shit like that. It will be dumb. And not just dumb funny or dumb fun. It'll be mind-numbingly dumb. Like, you'll feel like, am I losing brain cells by being here watching this? Am I, would I be better off getting a concussion and taking the chances with the brain damage that way? Not to make fun of concussions, but it makes you wonder sometimes how much this is hurting our brains. I felt that way in 8. And that's when I was kind of like, all right, I've seen enough now. Thanks for a lot of good times and memories. I'll watch the old ones. So anyway, that's about all I got for you on this one. Let me know your thoughts. Hit me up on the YouTube page or the Rumble page, or straight up on Facebook, or message me, email me, all the things that I always say. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear what you think of this. Am I way off base here? Am I just being an old grumpy man about this or something? Or do you also think that the Fast franchise is not just out of gas, but running on fumes, or some other car, gasoline, oil related pun that you want to throw at me? I'd love to hear it. So until next time, take care and have a great day.
Thanks for listening. The Way of the Dad podcast is produced and recorded by, well, me, a stunningly average husband and father, who appreciates all of the likes, shares, reviews, and support you give. If you would like to reach out, you can find the podcast on its Facebook page, and of course you can email me at wayofthedadpodcast@gmail.com. Come back next time as we continue to fearlessly dive into the depths of dadness.